Okay, good morning. It's May 6th. I'll be going over Packet 3, which is basically our semester review, and this is Math 2 Unit 9. I'm going to go over several questions. I'm not going to do the odds today because there's really only 2 questions on the first page, so I'll do some different problems and give you little clues on how to solve the others correctly. Okay, A and B on this worksheet are basically combining like terms. Here we don't need to do anything. We could literally pretend that the parentheses are not there. Normally I wouldn't even rewrite it, but I just want to make it clear. So I'm just ignoring the parentheses. Now I'm combining like terms. 5x squared plus 2x squared is 7x squared. Combine them, cross them out. 3x, and that's the only x to the first power, so I'll bring the 3x down, cross that off. Negative 7 plus negative 8 is negative 15. Okay, here, don't forget to distribute that negative. Alright, C, we're going to distribute. I'll leave that to you. Be careful, remember, when we multiply x's, we add exponents. When we multiply, we add exponents. When we multiply, we add exponents. Okay, this one's a little trickier, so this is why I chose this one. We're going to distribute here. 3c times 4c squared. 3 times 4 is 12. c to the first times c to the second is c to the third. 3 to the negative 5 is negative 15, and I just bring the c over. Okay, so we're actually going to multiply these two together. Negative c times positive 9c. A negative times a positive is a negative. 1 times 9 is 9. And c to the first times c to the first is c squared. Now we don't have any like terms, so we're just going to write it in proper form, which is in descending order. C to the third, then minus c to the second, and then minus c to the first. 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we're going to FOIL, fronts, outsides, insides, lasts. I'm doing the harder one here over here for you. I'm going to distribute this guy to each term. So 2x times 3x squared is 6x to the third. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 4 is negative 8x. Negative 5 times 3x squared is negative 15x squared. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. And negative 5 times negative 4 is positive 20. Now we'll combine like terms. 6x to the third, that's the only one. 2x squared plus negative 15x squared is negative 13x squared. Negative 8x and negative 5x, negative 13x. And plus 20. Everything's crossed out, and we're done. Okay. I will leave this for you to do. Remember, we don't call this 9x squared plus 121. You have to rewrite this like I'll do here. So the 2 I'm going to leave till the end. 5y minus 1 squared means 5y minus 1 times 5y minus 1. Now I'll FOIL. Again, I'm going to leave that 2 to the very end. So 5y times 5y is 25y squared. 5y times negative 1 is negative 5y. Negative 1 times 5y is negative 5y. And negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Now simplifying, 2 times 25y squared minus 10y, combining the middle two terms, plus 1. And finally, 2 times 25 is 50y squared. 2 times negative 10 is negative 20y. And 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, moving on. Oh, I'm sorry, I hope I didn't cut that off. I distributed negative 5y times 5y, 25y squared. 5y times negative 1, negative 5y. Nope, over here, negative 1 times 5y, negative 5y. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Then combining like terms, I get 25y squared. Negative 5y plus negative 5y is negative 10y plus 1. Distributing 2 times 25 is 50y squared. 2 times negative 10 is negative 20y. And 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, moving on to I and j. Again, we have to distribute here. So x squared times x squared is x to the 4th, 2 plus 2. X squared times negative 3 is negative 3x squared. 3 times x squared is positive 3x squared. And 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Combining the middle two terms, x to the 4th, and then negative 3x plus positive 3x cancel each other out, and we just get minus 9. You'll notice that is the difference of two squares, x squared plus 3, x squared minus 3. Okay, this one is quite complicated. We got some work to do here. Let's see what we got here. Well, really, we just have to distribute the negative sign here. So this is 4x squared minus 5x plus 6, nothing changes there, plus 9x squared minus 2x, nothing changes there, and negative times a positive is a negative 11x, negative times a negative is a positive 3. Make sure I rewrote it all correctly. Looks like I did. Now combining like terms, 4x squared and 9x squared is 13x squared. All of this is just about taking your time and making sure you cross all your T's and dot all your I's. Okay, negative 5x and negative 2x and negative 11x. Negative 5 plus negative 2 is negative 7. Negative 7 plus negative 11 is negative 18. Negative 5, negative 7, negative 18. Cross those all out. And now 6 plus 3 is 9. See, now they're all crossed out. It looks like I got them all taken care of. Okay, so you're going to have to distribute, combine like terms, and distribute a second time. That one's going to be a little bit of space, so take your time, do your best work. Okay, on to number 2. Alright, I'm going to help you out with each of these. This is GCF. Figure out what the GCF is, take it from each. Okay, this is a trinomial. There's no GCF, so we'll try and factor it into two smaller binomials. Fronts, x times x would be x squared. The backs, you got two choices, 1 times 10 and 2 times 5. Which of these are going to add up to 7? Plus 2 plus 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 2x plus 5x is 7x. Same thing here. Trinomial factoring. Same thing here, trinomial factoring. I'm going to do this one. Let's see here. No GCF. It's a trinomial, so I'll try and factor in two smaller binomials. Fronts would say y times y is y squared. The lasts, this times this, would give us 21, so that's 1 times 21 and 3 times 7. Notice here we're going to subtract. 7 minus 3 is 4. So we want negative 7, positive 3, because negative 7 times 3 is negative 21. Negative 7y plus 3y is negative 4. Remember our guess and check. Negative 7 plus 3 is negative 4, and that's what we wanted. So your answer is right here, don't forget. Okay, that guy, a little trickier. You can do it, remember, I'll help you out. A and an A up front, A times A is A squared, and a B times B in the back. B times B is B squared. You just got to take care of the numbers now. Okay. This looks like you can factor out a 2. Factor out a 2 first, take out a 2, and then trinomial factoring. This guy you should recognize as difference of two squares. X times x is x squared. Positive 6 times negative 6 will give you negative 36. And then 6x plus negative 6x is 0. They cancel each other out. Here's another trinomial factoring problem. Trinomial factoring. Another difference of two squares. I think you guys can handle that. Trinomial factoring. Remember, this guy is a trinomial square. Maybe that'll help you out a little bit. Okay, here it looks like I can factor out a 5. They each have a factor of 5 and they each have an a. So I take out a 5a, leaving a squared plus 6a plus 9. I just can't be done. I have to check. Can I factor that further? 5a comes down. And if I can factor this, it's going to be into two smaller binomials. This is a trinomial square, just like this one over here. A squared, or a times a is a squared. 3 times 3 is 9. A times a is a squared. 3 times 3 is 9. 3a plus 3a is 6a. So this one can be rewritten as 5a times a plus 3 squared. Okay, moving on. Let's see here. These aren't my favorites, but choose from the numbers below and place in the box to create an equation that reveals true for all values of x. Okay, let's see what we got going here. These are actually pretty easy because this is what we call the leading coefficient, and it's simply the multiple of 2 times 4 times 3, because if we were to FOIL this, you would multiply these two together and then you'd multiply it by 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. Boom. And this is the constant, and you get that simply by going 2 times 3 is 6 times 5 is 30. Very easy question. Okay. Number 4. One factor for this guy is x plus 1. Which of these is the other? It's really pretty easy, guys, because what you're saying is x plus 1 times this binomial equals x squared minus 5x minus 6. So what times what would give you x squared? What times what would give you negative 6? And once you find it, check your middle two and see if it works out. I guess I'll go ahead and finish this one because there is one down here for you to do. So let me see. What times what would give me x squared? Well, x times x would give me x squared. 1 times what would give me negative 6? Well, negative 6. 1 times negative 6 would give me negative 6. And then 1 times x is x. X times negative 6 is negative 6x. And x plus negative 6x is negative 5x. And that's what we're looking for. So there's our second term, which is b. Do the same thing here. Okay, number 6. Factor the trinomial. Which of the following is one of the factors? It's pretty easy. I just want you to factor it. So 3x squared minus 14x plus 15. All right, well, 3x squared has to be broken up into 3x times x. 3x times x is 3x squared. You only got so many choices back here, 1 and 15, 3 and 5. And then you got to do a little guesswork. We're trying to come up with negative 14 here. So, for instance, 3 times 3 is 9, and then So this is 3 and 1 here. So 3 times 3 is 9, 5 times 1 is 5, and 9 plus 5 is 14. There it is. So 3 times 3 times 3 is 9x, or 3x times 3 is 9x, and 5 times x is 5x. 5x plus 9x is 14x. We just got to make sure they're both negative. So there you go. So which one of the following is one of the factors? Well, this guy is one of the factors, right? And the other three aren't there, so that's the one. Same thing here. Alright guys, I hope that's helped. As always, email me, text, or call if you have any questions. Maybe I'll see some of you on Zoom in a little over an hour.